This question is a gift for number 21. Yes, it's the first module. It's the easier module, but it's still supposed to be a hard question at number 21. And people get this wrong because I don't know. They're all over the place with the way they think about math. But this question is so obvious. The function f of x is defined as 19 more than 4 times the number x. If y equals f of x is graphing x plane, what is the best interpretation of the x-intercept? X-intercept. What do we know about every x-intercept? This idea has to pop into your mind as soon as you read about x-intercepts. Y is equal to 0. Okay? So just look at the choices in that sense, right? When f of x equals 0, well, f of x is how we, in function notation, talk about y. The number is negative 19 fourths. So ignoring the negative 19 fourths, it's got the right 0, right? It's y is 0. Whereas if we look at b, when the number is 0, f of x equals 19, this is telling me y is 19. If it's an x-intercept, y cannot be anything other than 0. That is by definition what's going on. So this goes away. C, the value of f of x increases by 1 for each increase of 4 in the value of the number. What does that have to do with y being 0? Nothing. D, for each increase of 1 in the value of the number, f of x increases by 4. What does that do with y equals 0? Nothing. The only choice that has anything to do with x-intercepts is A. I don't need to turn this into an equation. It's not hard to do. F of x is defined as 19 more than 4 times a number. So 4 times a number plus 19. So yes, if I put 0 in here for f of x, I would subtract 19, I would divide by 4, I would get negative 19 over 4. It's not hard math, but what are we doing? This is also here's what people do wrong. This is a great example of this. So many of my students, this drives me nuts. They start solving the question before they've just looked at the answer choices and just seen like, well, what are they giving me? Right? So you have to remember answer choices are part of the question. They can tell you just as much about how to solve as the question itself. And sometimes it's even more, right? That sometimes the answer choices are what I'm using to solve. So always when you're reading the question, read the answer choices as well. Just a quick glance. And I think here you would see this is not really about building the right equation. This is something else. And so I don't really understand why people get this wrong other than the fact that they are answering their own imaginary version of what this question is asking. You got to just read it and see the whole thing before you start making assumptions about what they want. It's so easy, especially for number 21, where even in the first module, we would expect a hard question. And the only reason it's hard, in my opinion, is that some of you just don't follow instructions. You follow your own instructions that you make up out of nowhere instead of just reading what's in front of you and doing what you're told.